Hello, guys. This is Joe Mas, JOPO Music. We just have to hear what this sounds like. Here with you is an Afro beat that I made in StudioOne. Just want to share the experience that I had going through this whole beat. So let's jump right in it. The instrumental is motivated with a D major scale with 103 BPM in relation to the tempo. I started with the Rhodes from Lizard Lounge. Sorry, you might not see me arranging the whole thing in a piano roll because I have a mid controller right here, so I'm just gonna play them. It was a B minor, F sharp minor, G, then an A. So I ended up coming up with these chords. Of course, I was playing an octave higher, so with the octave that's playing on the beat. Yeah, so those are the chords. So after that, I wanted to create a guitar loop, you know. So what other better way to creating a guitar loop than using the similar chords that we've built? So I'll just remove these for the time being. I This is how I exactly built the whole guitar loop that you hear. I just dragged and dropped I just dragged and dropped these chords from Lizard Launch, the roads. So these are the chords. As you can hear, nothing interesting, so I had to create something fun and interesting. So this is what I simply did, just dragging them so that they create more of a strumming feel. Dragging. This is the very exact way I created them. Yeah, as you can hear, that's how I created the whole guitar loop code. Then I opted for a muted guitar. So this ample guitar has an option whereby you can create a muted guitar from it. So this is how it sounded like. So after that, I bounced, more like rendered it. I mixed it down so it came up to this. With a couple of delays. I think the ample guitar adds in some effects, which I was impressed with. I liked everything that came out of it. Then with the unmuted guitar, I wanted the other feel back so that I incorporated the two to give me a sound that I would like. So this was the sound. That's the muted guitar. Press the unmuted one, and together with the Rhodes, this is what I came up with: the E piano. Yeah, of course, I added some ghost notes, just some notes that would spice up the guitar. I just didn't want it to go the way it was going, so I just needed something to add up a few notes. Yeah, so that's what really drove the whole beat. Then I had to create a bouncy feel with the percussions because actually I just started with those few. Then I had to create a drum pattern. I simply started with a snare. Then the hi hats. hi-hats. Oh, let me show you in the pattern row, because actually this is how I arranged them. The snare, just a simple pattern. Then the hi-hats. Oh, I'm muted. Just simple arrangement. Then the clap, it was just stepping on the one. That's the clap. Then the perk. Then the conga. Then I dropped in the kick. So let's listen to the percussions. Solo percussions. Then I introduced the bass. This is just a sample, a sample note. I dragged it into the sampler, StudioOne. It's muted. It's unmuted. It was just a simple. Yeah, simple notes, The last part, it doesn't come through because I actually added an 808 towards the end so that it creates a different feel. I have an 808 dropping towards the end of the bass chords. I wanted to create something unique, I didn't want the bass going throughout. So let's listen to what we have. The Rhodes, the guitar, plus the bass and the percussions. Then I added in Salem with a synth. So this is how it sounds like. It's just simple. Single notes. Then I incorporated it with analog club. I think it must have been, it was a pad, reso sign, and all those together, coming up together, they sounded this way. I wanted the analog club to complement the serum, because actually it was coming in some parts that the serum wasn't producing a sound. So this is how they sound together. Yeah, so I added in Evo workstation with a sample Vox Yakaya, something like that. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it the right way. Yakaya. Then these three sounded good together. Simple. Then together with the muted guitar, then the normal guitar, that's the chords, percussions, the kick, then the bass, plus the 808 towards the end. Yeah, that's more of an Afrobeat. That's how I create Afrobeats in Studio One. Just simple and straightforward. I most of the time, I mean, all the time use Sampler One because actually it gives me a wide range of trying to play with a sample towards different ranges of velocities. Because in impact you have to use the same velocity. If it's on E, you use an E throughout the entire sample. Whereby if I use sampler one, I can play this perk in a different octave. So that's why I use sampler one. All these samples are dragged and dropped in using sampler one. So guys, thank you for watching. This is how I make Afro beats in Studio One. And the beat is unmixed, as you can see. No plugin. I just gain staged this whole thing.